What's up everyone? So for this video, I want to introduce you guys to someone who is a very new addition to the Eastside Arm Wrestling team, Derrick, my new head of youth relations. He's going to fill you in on everything that's going on about the youth and junior scene in Singapore. Derrick, take it away.
Hi everyone, my name is Derrick. I'm the head of youths for Eastside Armwrestling, and I'm just here today to talk a little bit about the current junior arm wrestling scene in Singapore. Recently, there's been a lot of changes and a lot of activity in the Asian arm wrestling scene. Right now, we just had Wisely win the number 2 position at the Asian Cup in Mumbai. Recently, we had Engin come over to Korea. We had the Filipino Arm Wrestling Cup, PAC, and the event Southeast Asia Cup that's happening November 30th. You guys should go register for that RSVP right now to avoid the $5 entry fee. But apart from just the updates in the Asian scene, there's actually a lot of updates in the Singapore scene and especially the Singapore junior scene as well. Of course, the Southeast Asian Cup coming up, and we also have nationals in December of 2024 as well. So you guys should all stay tuned for that. But I especially want to dive into the junior scene in Singapore over the past couple of months and all of the changes that has happened to the junior scene that has allowed it to skyrocket so much. And I think that it all starts with the junior competition that me and Cody held in September. Most of the change started when the junior comp happened, which for Singapore, me and Cody, we held the junior championships, the first inaugural junior championships here on September 11th. And I think that that was one of the biggest arm wrestling events by participant numbers ever in Singapore, and probably the biggest gathering of juniors overall in arm wrestling in Singapore. And we had Greg over to commentate as well. We had the entire thing live streamed, and I spent 8 hours editing the entire clips for all of the pins, which you should go check out right here. It was an incredible event, and I think that the event really pushed juniors to join their first competition there. Right afterwards, there was an absolute surge in the amount of junior interest that we have garnered. And I think that was a lot due to me and Cody's efforts, whether it was advertising the competition, whether it was promoting the competition, whether it was making it more official, or all of the other efforts that went into the competition overall. Now, apart from the junior competition, right after that, with all of the growth in the junior community, I had the idea to turn Junior Arm Wrestling Singapore into a community where there would be more practice opportunities for all the juniors here and more variety of opportunities and tabling sessions all across Singapore, which is why me and Cody jointly, we currently run Juniors Arm Wrestling Singapore, and we've opened 2 more locations. There's one in Admiralty, there's one on the west side, and there's 2 locations currently in the Central. And basically we have 3 sessions minimum each week for juniors of Singapore to come arm wrestle, to have a table session, to talk with each other about arm wrestling, and to just gather within our small community of junior arm wrestlers here. And I think that the overall junior level has increased by quite a bit, which takes me into the recent Eastside junior rankings that we've made. We followed the East versus West guidelines of 70 kilos, 77 kilos, we have 85 kilos, and we have 95 kilos, and we have the overall champion. And I think we all know who the overall champion is for Singapore. For people who are not in Singapore, it's going to be Rahil Mughal, the 150 kilo Singapore Levant that we have here. But if you haven't checked the juniors rankings yet, please go check out Eastside. And I just wanted to highlight that anyone at all in Singapore is welcome to come challenge any of the positions, whether it be 70 kilos with JJ, at 77 kilos with me and Rooney on the left arm, at 85 kilos with Jaron on both arms, and at 95 kilos with Shijie on the right arm and Jaron on the left arm, and of course with our overall champion, Rahil. And that takes me to all of the junior high-level super matches that we've had recently that has pushed the level super high up. And I think originally we've all had this mold in Junior Arm Wrestling Singapore over the past year or so, where the top 3 is kind of solidified. Especially over the past year, it was essentially Rahil, Shijie, Jaron. And I think that has switched over a significant amount in recent times with, for example, me versus John super match. We actually just had that super match. It was a Southeast Asian Cup Qualifier, which again, you guys should go to the event, check it out, RSVP right now to get your seat for free. Otherwise, it's going to be a $5 entry fee on the day of. It's going to be an awesome event. But apart from that, John absolutely demolished me. It was 3-2, one of the closest matches that I have ever been a part of. And that I think that kind of showed that there's actually a lot more competition at that high level in juniors right now. And we also have the upcoming Kenneth versus Shijie Super match during the halftime show for the Southeast Asian Cup. I think that we're all super excited to see that. It's going to be for the heavyweight junior title in Singapore. Me and Greg, we both planned this match, and there has been a lot of anticipation boiling up. We just had the 2010 and after, for those who are born 2010 and after, a title match between Tristan Lim and Rocky Enforcer. We call him Laser Eyes because of his absolutely amazing edits. We had that super match the same day me and John had our super match, and Tristan Lim took the title of the 2010 and after, which is basically the strongest 14-year-old in Singapore. So anyone can challenge Tristan for that title as well. Juniors Armwrestling Singapore. I mean, we've seen a growth from just like around 90 members just 1 or 2 months ago up to right now we're at around 130 members. So it's been an absolutely exponential growth. And I think that maybe I've been part of the driving factor of it, but I'd also like to thank Cody, Greg, and many others who might not be mentioned here, but who have contributed to the junior scene significantly. It's just an absolutely crazy amount of opportunities for juniors nowadays. Whereas when, for example, the godfather of Singapore arm wrestling, Valen Low, or Greg, or Melvin, or all of these OGs, they didn't really have the opportunity. So I urge you, if you are a junior and you are in Singapore and you're slightly interested in arm wrestling, which because you're on this video right now and you've watched this far, you probably are. I would strongly encourage you guys to come for a session anytime, and we would be more than happy to have you here to teach you the basic skills and for you to take your next step into arm wrestling in Singapore. With that said, that kind of wraps it up for today. The overall message today is the junior arm wrestling scene has grown so much. There has been such an exponential increase in the interest here, and I think that that's extremely positive for the arm wrestling community here. If you are a junior right now and you're looking to start arm wrestling, another competition that we have coming up is the Singapore Nationals, and it might seem slightly daunting for your first competition to be like at a national scale competition, but rest assured it's going to be like an amateur division for you if you are a new puller. So it's going to be more accessible for new pullers, and strongly encourage everyone to join. And once again, I strongly encourage everyone to come to the Southeast Asian Cup unfinished business, where we will absolutely destroy the Filipino team. And this also brings me to John versus the Filipino team juniors match, because apart from just the Singapore welterweight title match, we were facing for the opportunity to represent Singapore in the Southeast Asian Cup against the Filipino juniors. So John, of course, took that opportunity, and he's an incredible athlete. I'm sure he'll do extremely well. The current athlete from the Philippines is unconfirmed, but I'm sure whoever it is, Jerron would absolutely destroy. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be an incredible display of strength from Singaporean athletes. And apart from just the junior side, I think all of the seniors, I'm predicting a 6-0. And especially for their junior athletes, because I just think that Singapore's junior scene has grown to a level that's so high that's likely to not be matched by the Filipino team anytime soon, anytime in the near future. I'm completely excited to see the match, to commentate on the match as well. Thanks to Greg for organizing it. And finally, you guys should get the shirts. These are awesome shirts. Let me just show you guys full screen here. Awesome shirts, Southeast Asian Cup. And on the back side, you can get your name, you can get your nickname, and of course, there's the logo of my company, which is Undaunted Clothing. You guys should go check that out as well.
So thanks, Derrick, for filling everyone in on what's been going on in the local scene. Hoping to see you guys at CUP, and as well as the Singapore Nationals coming up in November and December, respectively. Catch you guys there.